Most people watching this right now already know why their life isn't changing. It's not because they're weak. It's not because they're unlucky. It's because they keep telling themselves excuses. That's the disease we're going to kill today. Because excuses don't pay bills. Excuses don't build muscle. Excuses don't create freedom. Results do. And I'm going to show you exactly how to flip that switch. You say you want success. You say you want to change your life. Then why the hell are you still making excuses? Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody cares about your background. Nobody cares about how tired you are. The only thing the world respects is results. You either have them or you don't. You know what the biggest killer of dreams is? It's not a failure. It's not rejection. It's not even fear. It's an excuse. Excuses are the poison you sip every single day while convincing yourself it's medicine. Excuses are lies, and the messed up part is you're the one telling them to yourself. Nobody else is doing it for you. You're running your own scam, selling yourself on why you can't, why you shouldn't, why it's not the right time. And guess what? Every time you do it, you're training your brain to settle for less, to accept weakness, to stay average. Excuses are easy because they make you feel safe. You say, I'm too tired. And suddenly you feel justified for not putting in the work. You say, I don't have enough time. And suddenly you've convinced yourself that scrolling, watching, talking, doing nothing is somehow okay. But let me ask you, when has an excuse ever put food on your table? When has an excuse ever changed your life? When has an excuse ever built respect, strength, or freedom? Never. Excuses don't create results. Excuses create regret. And regret is the heaviest weight you'll ever carry. You're lying to yourself every time you say you can't. And the truth is, it's not that you can't, it's that you won't. There's a big difference. Can't is a wall. Won't is a choice. And most people out here aren't living behind walls. They're just making choices to stay weak. They're hiding behind their own lies because the truth, that they're capable of more, scares them. And if that's you, I need you to wake up and face it. Think about it. The people who actually change their lives, the people who actually achieve greatness, they don't have fewer obstacles. They don't have an easier life. They don't get some magic window of free time. They've got the same problems, the same doubts, the same storms in their life as everyone else. The only difference is they refuse to feed themselves excuses. They stop lying to themselves. They stop saying, I can't. They start saying, I will. Excuses are like rust. You don't see them destroying you at first, but slowly, quietly, they eat away at your foundation. One excuse today leads to two tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll try when I feel ready. I'll push harder after things calm down. Before you know it, months are gone. Years are gone. And you're still sitting in the same spot, telling yourself the same damn lies. And then what happens? You look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person staring back at you. Because you know deep down you've been betraying yourself. You've been the enemy all along. The scariest part about excuses is that they sound so reasonable. I need rest. Sure, but do you really, or are you just lazy? I don't have enough time. Sure, but do you really, or are you wasting it? It's not the right moment. Sure, but when has there ever been a perfect moment in history for anything? Excuses are clever. They sound like logic, but they're nothing but lies dressed in disguise. And if you don't learn how to expose them, they'll run your life and you'll stay trapped in the same cycle forever. Let me tell you something brutal. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody. The world doesn't slow down because you're tired. Life doesn't stop moving because you're stressed. Time doesn't pause because you've got problems. Everyone has problems. Everyone has pain. Everyone has reasons to quit. The question is, are you going to be the person who chooses the excuse or the person who chooses the result? Because life doesn't hand out trophies for the best excuses. It only rewards results. Look, I get it. Excuses feel good at the moment. They give you relief. They let you off the hook. But that relief is temporary. The pain of regret lasts forever. You can sit back and say, I'll start tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes and you say it again and again and again. Suddenly you're 10 years older and you're staring at the same unfulfilled dreams, the same broken promises, the same version of yourself you swore you'd change. That's what excuses buy you. They don't save you time, they steal it. They don't save you energy, they drain it. They don't protect you from pain, they guarantee it. Excuses are comfort zones in disguise. And a comfort zone is a slow death. You think you're safe, but you're rotting. You think you're fine, but you're dying inside. You're either moving forward or falling backward. There is no standing still. And if you're making excuses, I promise you, you're not standing still. you're sinking. Every time you justify your weakness, you're letting your dreams sink with you. So let me ask you right now, what excuse are you holding on to? What lie have you told yourself so many times that you actually believe it? And if I stripped that excuse away, if I exposed it for what it really is, a cover up, a lie, what would you be capable of? Because that's who you really are, not the excuses, not the weakness. You are the person hiding underneath all of it. You know what separates people who talk about results from the one who actually get them? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not some hidden advantage. It's discipline. Pure, raw, unshakable discipline. You can have all the dreams in the world, but if you don't have discipline, you've got nothing. Because when the alarm clock goes off, motivation won't drag you out of bed. When your body screams to quit, motivation won't silence that voice. Discipline will. Discipline is the muscle that carries you when everything else collapses. Motivation is like a match. You light it. It burns bright. It feels good, but it burns out fast. Discipline is the fire you build brick by brick, day after day, until it's unstoppable. Most people live their whole lives chasing motivation like addicts chasing a high. They wait for the perfect podcast, the perfect speech, the perfect mood to strike, and then they move. But the problem is, life doesn't care about your mood. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline says, do it anyway. That's why people with excuses get left behind while people with discipline rise to the top. Comfort is the real enemy. Comfort whispers to you, take it easy. You've done enough. Comfort tells you, you deserve a break. Comfort says, don't push too hard, you might get hurt. And if you listen to it, comfort will bury every dream you've ever had. Discipline doesn't listen to comfort. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, if you're scared, if you're sore, if you're broke. Discipline only cares about one thing: did you do the work or not? Discipline is ugly. It's not glamorous. It doesn't show up in Instagram posts with filters and quotes. It's not about showing the world how hard you grind. It's about what you're willing to do when no one's watching, when no one claps for you, when no one gives you credit. Discipline is running when it's raining, lifting when you're sore, studying when your friends are out partying, choosing water when you want sugar, saying no when everyone else says yes. Discipline is sacrifice. And most people aren't willing to pay that price. That's why most people stay stuck. Think about it. Everyone says they want to be great, but greatness requires discipline. Everyone says they want freedom, but freedom requires discipline. You want to look in the mirror and respect what you see. Discipline. You want to build a business, transform your body, fix your mind. Discipline. You want results. Discipline. There is no shortcut. There is no hack. There is no app, no secret, no magic formula. It's discipline every single day, stacked on top of itself until the results finally show. Discipline doesn't care about your excuses. You can tell yourself all the stories you want, but discipline calls your bluff. You say you don't have time. Discipline says make time. You say you're too tired. Discipline says show up anyway. You say it's too hard. Discipline says good. That's the point. Discipline strips away the lies and leaves you with the truth. Either you did the work or you didn't. And if you didn't, you don't deserve the result. Simple as that. The reason discipline is so powerful is because it builds trust, not with other people, with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you show up when you don't want to, you're building a bond with the person in the mirror. You're proving that when you say you're going to do something, you mean it. That's self-respect. That's confidence. That's how you walk into a room with your head high. Not because someone told you you're good, but because you've proven to yourself that you're unbreakable. Without discipline, you'll always be a prisoner to your feelings. And feelings are liars. They tell you you're tired when you have more in the tank. They tell you you're done when you've barely started. They tell you you can't, when in reality, you absolutely can. Discipline doesn't negotiate with feelings. Discipline says, I don't care how you feel. This is who we are. This is what we do. And that's the voice that gets results. The truth is, discipline is freedom. It sounds backwards, but it's not. Discipline gives you the freedom to live the life you actually want instead of the life your excuses trap you in. Discipline gives you the freedom to be strong instead of weak, confident instead of insecure, fulfilled instead of regretful. The people who avoid discipline because it feels restrictive are the ones who end up trapped in lives they hate. The ones who embrace discipline, who put in the work even when it sucks, they're the ones who break free. So you've got a choice right now. You can keep chasing motivation, keep waiting for the perfect time. Keep letting comfort lull you back to sleep. Or you can decide that discipline is your new standard. You can decide that you're going to show up no matter what, that you're going to do the work no matter how you feel, that you're going to stop living as a slave to excuses and start living as a soldier of discipline. Because once you choose discipline, results stop being a dream and start becoming reality. Everybody out here wants results, but nobody wants to suffer. That's the truth. People want the body, but not the sweat. They want the business, but not the grind. They want the success story, but not the chapters of pain it takes to write it. Let me tell you something. Results don't come from motivation. Results don't come from wishing. Results don't even come from talent. Results are born in suffering. Results are the reward you get for going through the hell nobody else is willing to walk through. You think suffering is a punishment, but it's not. It's the training ground. It's where the mind gets sharp and the body gets hardened. Comfort never made anyone great. Comfort makes you soft, fragile, weak. Suffering makes you unbreakable. Every time you choose the hard path, every time you step into the pain, every time you lean into the struggle instead of running from it, you're building a version of yourself that the average person can't even recognize. Most people run from suffering. They hide from it. The second thing gets hard, they look for a way out. They call it self-care. They call it taking a break. They call it waiting for the right moment. Let's call it what it is, quitting. It's a weakness in disguise. Because the truth is, suffering is not optional if you want results. It's the toll you pay at the gate of greatness. And if you're not willing to pay for it, don't expect to walk through. Think about the strongest people you know. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Every single one of them has walked through fire. They've been broken, pushed to the edge, and instead of running from the suffering, they embraced it. That's why they stand taller. That's why their voice carries weight. That's why their presence commands respect. They've been through hell, and they came back forged. You can't buy that kind of strength. You can't fake it. You earn it one painful rep at a time. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. It teaches you that you can endure more than you thought. It teaches you that weakness is temporary. It teaches you that your mind is lying to you when it says you're done. Pain doesn't mean stop. Pain means keep going until you discover who you really are. There's a version of you that only shows up when you suffer. That's the person who doesn't make excuses, doesn't negotiate, doesn't fold. That's the version of you that's unstoppable. But you'll never meet that person if you keep running from the grind. Everybody says they want to be mentally tough, but mental toughness is not built in comfort. Mental toughness is built at 4 a.m. when the alarm goes off and you don't want to move, but you get up anyway. It's built when your muscles are screaming, your lungs are burning, your body is begging you to quit, and you take another step. It's built when life punches you in the mouth, and instead of crying about it, you wipe the blood off and keep fighting. Suffering is the forge. Mental toughness is steel. And results are the blade that gets sharpened in that fire. You have to rewire your brain to stop seeing suffering as something to avoid and start seeing it as the cost of admission. Because results live on the other side of pain. Every mile you didn't want to run, every set you didn't want to lift, every hour you didn't want to put in, that's where the growth happens. You don't become strong when it's easy. You become strong when it's brutal. You don't become resilient when it's smooth. You become resilient when it's rough. You don't earn respect when you're comfortable. You earn respect when you're suffering, and you keep moving anyway. Let's get real. You can't cheat suffering. You can't shortcut it. You can't negotiate with it. You can't say, I want the reward but not the pain. Life doesn't work like that. You want the result. Pay the price. You want strength. Carry the weight. Do you want success? Bleed for it. That's how it works. And if you're not willing to suffer, then you're not serious about results. Period. Most people don't understand this because they've been sold the easy way. Hack this, shortcut that, manifest your dreams. It's all bullshit. The truth is, there is no easy way. The truth is, the suffering you're avoiding is the exact thing that would make you great. And until you stop running from it, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. You'll keep living the same cycle, soft and fragile, wondering why nothing changes. But if you face it, if you step into it, something changes. You stop fearing pain. You stop seeing it as the enemy. You start to crave it. You start to understand that every drop of sweat, every etching muscle, every sleepless night, every scar is not something to complain about. It's something to respect. It's proof that you're paying the price while everyone else is still sitting on the couch feeding themselves excuses. That's when you cross over. That's when you start to become the kind of person who doesn't just talk about results, but delivers them. Not because it was easy, not because you got lucky, but because you suffered more than anyone else was willing to, and you turned that suffering into strength, into power, into undeniable results. Talk is cheap. Everyone's got words. Everyone's got plans. Everyone's got speeches about what they're going to do. But when the lights go out, when it's just you in the mirror, those words mean nothing. The world doesn't care about what you say you're going to do. The world doesn't care about your intentions, your promises, your someday. The world only respects one thing: results. And results don't come from talking. They come from action. You want to know why most people stay stuck? Because they live in their mouth, not in their grind. They talk about their goals like that's going to magically make them happen. They post quotes. They make promises to their friends. They tell the world what they're working on. But when it's time to show up, when it's time to sacrifice, when it's time to put in the sweat, they vanish. They want the credit without suffering. They want the respect without the work. And that's why they'll never be more than talkers. You don't earn respect by saying you're disciplined. You earn respect by being disciplined when no one's watching. You don't earn respect by saying you're hungry. You earn it by grinding when everyone else is asleep. You don't earn respect by saying, I'll change my life this year. You earn it by shutting your mouth and doing it day after day until the change is undeniable. The scoreboard doesn't care about your words. The weights don't care about your words. The finish line doesn't care about your words. The only thing that matters is what you did. Think about the last time you told yourself you'd start tomorrow. Did tomorrow come? Or did you just find another excuse? Words are easy. Action is hard. That's why so few people live the life they want. They'd rather sound good than actually be good. They'd rather post than perform. They'd rather talk about the climb than actually start climbing. That's the disease most people carry. They confuse words with results. But words don't lift the weight. Words don't pay the bills. Words don't fix your life. Action does. Here's the truth: action is the only language life understands. You can't negotiate with life using words. You can't talk your way into success. Life doesn't respond to, I want to. Life responds to, I did. You say you want to get fit. Then show me the miles, show me the sweat, show me the discipline in your meals. You say you want success in business. Then show me the late nights, the risks, the failures you kept moving through. You say you want to change. Then stop telling people about it and start proving it through relentless action. People forget that results are evidence. They can't be faked. You either have them or you don't. You can lie to people about how hard you work. You can lie to yourself about how committed you are. But results don't lie. The body you build, the skills you master, the respect you earn, the life you create, all of it is proof of your actions, not your excuses, not your speeches, not your promises, only your actions. And here's the part that stings: nobody's coming to clap for your effort. Nobody is handing out medals for trying. Life doesn't care that you almost did it, that you wanted to do it, that you planned to do it. You don't get credit for intentions. You get credit for execution. And if you can't execute, your words are worthless. People will stop listening because talkers are everywhere. Action takers are rare. This is why the most dangerous thing you can do is hide behind words, because they trick you into thinking you've already done something. You tell your friends, I'm starting a new routine, and you feel good as if you've already started. But you haven't. You told your family, I'm going to change, and they clap for you. But nothing changes until you act. Words give you a false sense of progress. Action is the only real progress. You need to become allergic to words without proof. You need to start holding yourself accountable to results, not intentions. If you say you're going to do something, don't announce it. Prove it. Let the results speak for you. Let the work show for you. Let the transformation scream louder than any speech you could ever give. Because when you have results, you don't have to explain yourself. People see it. People feel it. Results speak in a language louder than words could ever reach. And here's the shift: stop worrying about being seen. Start worrying about being undeniable. Don't do it for applause. Don't do it for recognition. Don't do it for likes. Do it because you said you would. Do it because you promised yourself. Do it because action is who you are, not something you occasionally do when you feel like it. When you start living like that, results stop being something you chase and start being something you create automatically. Most people will keep living as prisoners of their own words. They'll keep talking about what they'll do one day. They'll keep filling journals, recording plans, writing goals. And 10 years from now, they'll still be talking, still be planning, Still be dreaming. You want to be different. Shut your mouth and move. Let the work pile up until it's undeniable. Let the results speak so loud that you don't have to. Because in the end, nobody remembers what you said you would do. They only remember what you actually did. Got it? Let's close the entire script in full David Goggins style. Raw, intense, no soft motivation, just pure fire. Here's the conclusion. You've heard the truth. Excuses are lies. Discipline is the weapon. Suffering is the price. And action is the only language that produces results. That's the formula. That's the blueprint. There's nothing magical, nothing secret, nothing easy. It's work. It's painful. It's a sacrifice. And most people will keep running from it because it's uncomfortable. That's why most people will never know what they're truly capable of. But if you're listening right now, you've got a choice. You can keep living in excuses. You can keep letting comfort own you. You can keep running from the suffering and talking about what you're going to do. Or you can flip the switch. You can decide that today, right now. You're done lying to yourself. You're done waiting. You're done talking. You're done being average. No one's coming to save you. No one's handing you results. No one's going to believe in you until you start showing proof. So stop looking for validation. Stop chasing motivation. Stop waiting for permission. Put your head down. Do the work. Bleed for it, sweat for it, suffer for it. That's the only way you get to say those words and mean them. No excuses, only results. Because when the world looks at you, they won't remember the reasons you couldn't. They'll only remember the results that prove you did. Stay hard.